good morning, and welcome to day one of this new series that I want to try, where I, in live time, maybe not so much live, but in real time, that's my dog. So I wanted to start this series about tracking my menstrual cycle and just like how it affects me throughout the day and like the changes you'll see week to week, mostly in my workout routine and probably like energy levels and personality. Like I just want to compare and see like what the deal is. So a quick little intro for all my girlies who don't know. Because this is my dog, everybody. Harmony, say hi. This is my doggy. She's being very good. I just ended my period, supposedly, like sometimes you think it's ended and then it starts back up, but I'm like 50% confident that it's like, but 50% chance it could come back. And so I'm somewhere between menstruation just ending and my follicular phase. So what the fuck even is that? Let me explain. So I guess your cycle kind of begins, after your period. And that first week or so is your follicular phase. During that time, your body is stripped of all hormones. You are probably like the most normal you'll ever be. Just because at this point in your cycle, you literally have like no hormones in your system and your body is beginning to produce them again, but you're not going to see the results of that until the week after. So during this time you're usually like just super chill, very creative, you're good at taking initiative. And I also read that you're supposed to eat like fresh fruits and vegetables during this time, just to kind of keep I actually don't even know. Probably just because it's always a good idea to eat fresh fruits and vegetables. And like, I think because you can take initiative, it's a little easier for you to stick to a diet or stick to a workout routine during this time. After your follicular phase, you go into ovulation. And ovulation is when your estrogen is peaking, your testosterone is peaking, and this other hormone called progesterone is also peaking. So all your hormones are going up during that time. Like I said, during this time right now, your body's probably like starting to send the signals to produce those hormones, but you're not going to see them until the next week. So around week 2 is when you start ovulation. And during ovulation, personally, it's my favorite week of the month because you have all the testosterone that your body is going to get. So in terms of a workout, you're at your strongest, and typically I can see that weights are a lot easier for me to move, and I'm more eager to get to the gym. I'm more focused and prepared. Essentially, your like testosterone is what gives you motivation and gets you pumped and ready for the day. And so men, they have a 24-hour cycle. So typically they wake up with all their testosterone and they're ready to go, ready to work. But for women, you have to wait until week 2 of your period or week 2 of your menstrual cycle so that you can feel that same effect, sort of. I'm not saying that like women can't get up in the morning and be ready for whatever. It is a little more difficult because women tend to wake up more gently because we don't have that testosterone peak. And during the week of ovulation, because you have all these good hormones and your body's preparing for a baby, you feel like on top of your game, basically. And you also, like, your attractiveness also peaks. You're like the most beautiful in the whole world. Like, and I think that will show, I hope, because like for me personally, I can always see it in the mirror. Like one day I wake up and I'm ugly and I'm like, damn, my period's about to start, because I just know. And other days I'm like, oh my God, like I'm so beautiful, like I must be ovulating. And what that actually means in terms of your body is that the egg has been released and you are forming a cyst in the spot where your egg was. That's what happens during ovulation. And then once you actually ovulate and the egg is released, everything just goes downhill. So then you enter week 3, which is your luteal phase. By the way, these aren't exact weeks. The luteal phase actually takes the longest amount of time, and it's also probably one of the worst phases to be in. Personally, it's my least favorite phase, and I'll explain why. So your testosterone has plateaued, so you're not getting any more of it. Your estrogen and progesterone are still continuing to rise. So what that means is you're gonna get an influx of hormones, and along with that, specifically with estrogen, you get mood swings, you get cramps, you get bloated, you get all the typical premenstrual symptoms, or PMS. You get a bunch of estrogen and it kind of fucks with your body. You experience a bunch of PMS. And personally, for me during that week, don't talk to me. Like, respectfully, it's just a tough time, I guess, because I personally do experience those mood swings pretty harshly. And in terms of my workout, I become very slow. It's so much harder to lift weights. Sometimes I'll hit a PR, but like, honestly, it's rare. Usually during my luteal phase, I like to chill out. Let's move on to week 4, which is your actual menstruation. The way this one TED Talk referred to it, which I really loved, was she said, your follicular phase is like your springtime. It's when you're awakening again. Your ovulation time is your summer. You're having fun. The sun is bright and shining. Everything's blooming in abundance. And then your luteal phase is like autumn or fall, and you have to start preparing for winter. And so menstruation is your winter period. And that's when it sucks. Your body has realized it's not having a baby this month. The uterine wall lining starts to shed because it's no longer needed. I forgot to mention, during your luteal phase, your wall is still thickening because the egg has been released, so it's still preparing. Then your body quickly realizes it's not a fertile egg, so everything starts to shed. And then that's when we get our bleeding, bloated, nausea, all your typical period symptoms. So during the week of menstruation, this is supposed to be your winter time. So you're not supposed to do anything strenuous, nothing physically demanding. And to be honest, like, nothing mentally demanding either. I know that might be very controversial to say, but it's actually proven that women need their rest during their winter period, during their literal period when they're menstruating. And it's actually quite common in a lot of Eastern countries for you to get a couple of days off for your period, just because they understand, So I've explained the whole cycle. How'd I get into this? That was like 4 years ago, was probably around the time I started seeing people actually start to talk about this. And I was so fascinated by it and so interested, because I just love knowing the differences between men and women. I'm not the type to deny that there are biological differences. And I think actually understanding those differences and applying like your knowledge of that to real life applications can really benefit everyone, not even just women. I think it can be super empowering to men. And I think being aware of the differences and knowing, not limitations, but what I meant to say was knowing what your body is physically capable of can help you realize your limitations and also your strengths, and that can help you ask for accommodations that you most likely need. It's not so much about just joining the system. You also have to change it, because the system's quite literally not made for you. So that's mostly why I want to like track my progress and see like what's actually going on here. It just started raining. It looks beautiful though. Hold on, let me see if I can show you. Yeah, okay. It started raining, but it's still sunny. That's Florida for you. So, yeah, so to end my rant, I hope this was informative because that's really what I want this series to be. Obviously, I'm going to do more research into the menstrual cycle so that I can educate you guys along with me. And I just want to see how my personal journey like actually looks. So, like I mentioned, right now I'm in my follicular phase. I'm supposed to be more creative. I'm supposed to be able to take more initiative. So that's why I'm starting this series now. And I'm also getting back into the gym. So I just ended my period. And during your period, like I said, you're not supposed to do anything like ridiculous. So I usually just do some gentle yoga or some Pilates. So it's 8:47. I've been yapping for long enough. I'm gonna go drink my tea and I'm gonna head to the gym and I'll take you guys along with me. So looking forward to it. What are you drinking, Lauren? It's actually just green tea. It's actually I don't want to spill it. It's actually just green tea and I'm gonna put some honey in there. You know, I love taking honey and salt as a pre-workout. I'm not sure how effective that actually is. I mean, I've seen people review it. I've seen dietitians review it. Not dietitians. I've seen people who know their stuff review it. And they said that essentially, you know, it's good because you're getting glucose in its simplest, like it's just straight up sugar. It's just straight up sugar. So that's going to help you obviously get a bunch of energy. And then the salt, I think it's for electrolytes or something. So it's like, it's basically the simplest pre-workout you could take. Because it's just gonna give you a boost. And then I love taking my caffeine. I haven't had it the whole time I was on my period because caffeine can actually make your cramps a lot worse. And honestly, my period pain this month, I'd rate it a 6 out of 10. I've definitely experienced worse in my life. I am on birth control, so my period is less intense. Actually, it's like night and day. Like, I remember as a teenager, my period was super heavy and I had so much pain. I like literally sometimes I would come home from school and I would lay in my bed and I wouldn't be able to move like the rest of the fucking evening because I was just in so much pain and I would cry and my mom would bring me a heating pad and ice and like it was really, I remember just being incapacitated by my period cramps and they just hurt so much. So now as an adult, you know, whatever I can do to minimize that, I do. So I don't drink caffeine on my period and I'm on birth control. So I still like to stay caffeinated for the gym. So since I'm no longer cramping and stuff, I figured, also green tea doesn't have that much caffeine in it, which is why I opt for it. Usually you'll see me drinking like an energy drink, a Monster or a Celsius. And then as I'm like weaning off the caffeine, you'll see me switch to coffee and tea. But okay, so plan for today in the gym. I'm not sure how much I'm going to be able to bring you along because I'm still very nervous to film in the gym. And I don't know if I can bring a tripod. Like that might be it for me. But plan is it's push day. So I actually don't know what my I'm not gonna lie, I haven't been doing push days, y'all. I've been skipping them. And I don't know why, because I'll do pull and legs, and then I'll hit like arms or something. Okay, so I just look at my workout. So what's planned is we're going to be working out triceps, our back, and then chest. I have 3 different movements for each muscle group. And yeah, I mean, during my luteal phase last month, I really decreased the volume of workout I was doing. So I just looked back at my notes, and my last push day was like, it was like 3 movements, and then I just went home because I wasn't feeling it. So I'm excited to get back in there. I also typically do cardio before my workout. I'll run for 10 minutes. I'll do a mile. I can actually do a 10-minute mile now, so that's exciting. I'll finish this. I do go to the gym fasting. I don't like to eat before the gym just because I'm never hungry in the mornings, and also I run, like I mentioned, and I don't like running on a full stomach. So yeah, I'll see you at the gym. What up, guys? It is voiceover Lauren. I did manage to film in the gym. It was terrifying and scary, and there were a few people there, but they didn't seem to mind, so hopefully I'll have the confidence to do this again. I did try to get at least one video of every set that I did so that I could show you guys. So here I'm just doing a cable tricep pull down, and then I'll pop in and out to like let you know what I'm doing, I guess, what my thought process is. This is just pretty basic. One of my favorite movements. That day I did 1.34 miles on the treadmill in 17 minutes. And I'm trying to make my 10-minute mile be more consistent. But for some reason, every time I go into the gym, it is like a mental block. Like, I know I can physically do it because I've seen my body like even exceed it and do a mile in like less than 10 minutes. But for some reason, I just can't like motivate myself. I can't do it. So after the tricep pull down, moving straight into that overhead. These are so difficult and so hard for me. I pretty much go till failure because honestly, doing more than 10 is like impossible for me. Here we are moving into tricep extensions. I started with a 20-pound weight, and I figured I'm probably going to have to up this weight because it feels really light. And also, I remembered from the last time I worked out that it felt really light, and it's been feeling light for a minute. So I was like, okay, I probably have to, up it. Unfortunately, I hate upping weights, bro. Like, I don't know. Like, I love it because it means I'm getting stronger. But I also hate it because then I can't move the weight and I'm like so weak. Like damn, those 5 pounds, they really be doing it to me. It's like, it's crazy. And I don't know. It's good though. It's just, but I've also noticed as I increase my weights, they're becoming less accessible to me. So my gym is just my apartment gym, and they only have one set of each weight. So if someone else is using the 20 pounds or the 25 pounds, they are unavailable to me. Like, I cannot use them, and I just have to wait for that person to finish. And sometimes I'll lower the weight or I'll go up in weight. What I usually do is I just move on to a different exercise because I'm not gonna be sitting waiting around for you. So here I am in kickbacks. This is an example of one of the movements I do with bad form. My chest should be out. It should be up. You can see my back is really rounded. I'm also, to be honest, I don't think I've ever done a kickback with good form. To be completely honest, I don't feel like I have the full range of motion. You can kind of see, I feel like my elbows should be pinching a little more, just to like get that tricep working a little better. But anyways, So here I'm moving on to cable front raises. These are stupid. I hate doing these. They are so difficult. And I only do it with like a 20-pound weight. Like, it's nothing crazy. But it's so hard, and it gives a very intense burn. This is also another movement I did with bad form, and I'm so glad I took these videos because it helps me realize when I'm doing something incorrectly. So you can, I can especially see my back is very rounded. My chest should definitely be up. And I actually looked at that clip right after I took it, and I noticed that my back was so round, and I fixed it for my other sets. So I just kept my chest like out just by pushing the shoulders back. Let's see what I'm doing here. I actually don't know. Okay. This is a lateral raise drop set. It is so, like, you can, look, I'm not even going all the way up because I cannot. That is a 20-pound weight. I'll do 5 of those. I think I accidentally did too many right here. I think I did like 8 or something, and I was like, oh fuck, I'm only supposed to do 5. So I do 5 with the 20-pound weight. Then I drop down to the 15, and I'll do 8 of those. And then I drop down again. I drop the weight to 10 pounds, and I'll do 10 of those. And then I repeat that whole thing again. So I don't give myself time to rest in between the weights dropping, but I will give myself time to rest after the whole set. But yeah, these things, my shoulders were burning after this, and I don't think that's correct. I think I'm doing something wrong, but I can't figure it out, bro. I've never been able to feel my lats in my whole life. Someone please help me out, dude. Like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Anyways, now that we're done with the drop set, we're going to move into a shoulder press. I feel like, you know what? I'm actually going to put this out into the universe. Definitely by the time I'm ovulating, I will be able to do a 25-pound weight for this shit. This was actually really hard, and I think it's because I was doing my lateral raises wrong or something, because my shoulders were burning at this point. And you can see that I'm kind of really struggling with this 20-pound weight, which I definitely shouldn't be, because the last time I worked out, I was actually thinking about increasing the weight because it was getting too easy. But here I'm really struggling to even just do 10 reps. Like, it's insane. So I think I might have lost some strength, or maybe, I still am waiting on my testosterone to peak. It could be a lot of things. And that's part of why I'm making this series, is so that I can, keep track sort of, and like see on a day-to-day basis what's going on, and then compare that week to week. So this is a really bad shot. I apologize. But like I said, I'm really like shy and embarrassed to film at the gym. I also didn't bring my tripod, so getting this shot, there was no way I was doing it like without a tripod. Like, there's just no way, unless I asked someone to like hold up my phone for me, which absolutely not. Like, I'd rather just bring the tripod at that point. But this is a chest press. I like doing it this way. My gym does have a machine for that, but I don't like doing the machine. I prefer it this way because I feel like I have more control. So in this clip, I am moving into a bench press. Please do not flame me in the comments, because this is the first time in my life I've done this. And to be honest, it doesn't look that bad. I think the only thing I want to focus on is thinking about bending that bar in front of me. And the only reason I say that is because before every new movement I do, I always look up a video on like what the proper form is. And the TikTok I saw of this guy doing it, he said to think about like bending the bar. And I've seen a lot of form videos that will tell you to always just think about bending the bar, like especially for lats. That's how they say you get the feeling. But yeah, that was my first time doing it, Anyways, here's the pump check. I don't love the lighting in here, so I did do this again once I got to my apartment, which you will probably see in a second. But I couldn't tell which clip was better, so let me know. Drop in the comments, A or B, which one's your favorite? After a workout, I usually come and tan, but the sun is not really out. So I might just go home. It's also windy. It looks like it's gonna rain. So I'll probably just go home, make the post-workout meal, and I'll see you back there. Welcome back. So I'm gonna do a pump check again, just because I really dislike the gym lighting. I think it's really bad. So, oh, you see that? Look, I don't know, like, I can see my abs. I don't know if other people can. You can, like, not right now, obviously, but like on days where I hit abs and I'm like pumped, it's a lot more visual. You can see it. Also, when I'm a little leaner, you can see it a lot easier. But you'll see it at some point. Probably during week 3, you'll start to see some definition. That's when I notice it. That's when I'm also like at my leanest. So let me do some push-ups. Let me turn down the exposure a little bit. There we go. That looks better. Okay. Whew. You see, this lighting does me more justice, bro. It looks so much better. Let's do side. Dude, my shoulders are coming in really nicely. Cannot complain about that. I think I did that wrong. Ooh, that looks so good. Sorry, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I am the leanest I've ever been, so I quite enjoy looking at my muscles. Call me conceited, you know, but I like looking at the progress I've made. I wonder how that looked. Okay, so let's talk about it. Let's run it down a little bit. Focused mostly on, I feel like triceps is always really good. I love hitting triceps. Today, every chest movement I did was hard. Like every weight felt really heavy, even though in my last workout, I was actually considering increasing the weight because it was getting too easy. But I think, you know, for this week, as I get back into it, starting with lower volume. So I did less reps on some movements because fuck, dude, like 20 pounds felt heavy today. I don't know why, but it felt really heavy. I mean, other than that, pretty standard workout. Running was difficult, I'm not gonna lie, but I don't know. It's like, it's something about my mental, because I've ran a 10-minute mile multiple times, and I've even ran like better than that, and it was just too difficult today. But you know,
it's called a PR for a reason. You like, when you play a video game on your phone, when you play Flappy Bird, you know, and you get a high score, it takes you anywhere from 1 to 100 times after that to get a new high score. So I don't, you know, I'm trying to be nicer on myself and say that I don't need to hit my PRs every single workout, you know. Workout's done. It is, oh, I gotta stop my workout actually. Dude, I was in the gym for like 2 hours. I'm always in there for like 2 hours minimum, which is why like it's so difficult to get to the gym, because like, when do I have 2 hours in the day? I have 2 hours. Don't worry about it. I'm just like beefing for no reason. Yeah, so it's 11:48. I can hear my tummy rumbling a little bit. I have some soup that I made yesterday. I'm gonna reheat that, and that will be the meal, and I'll show you it. It is, it has celery, carrots, potato, not zucchini, onion, protein pasta, and some chicken. So I'm gonna eat that, and then probably gonna do some door dashing, you know, still gotta work, still gotta make a living. Also, can someone teach me how to do a lat spread? Because I feel like look how, like if I go like this, look how much comes out, bro. Like, maybe that's just my shoulders, but I feel like I could keep that out, but I don't know how. So I could definitely teach myself and just watch a video on how to flex, for like, at least how weightlifters flex. Anyways, let me
Doing my hair so that I feel pretty. Here's my soup. I made this soup. Let me set up the camera. I made this soup on Sunday, because I usually make it at the end of the week with just like whatever vegetables I have left over. But yesterday I actually went grocery shopping, so I got the vegetables, and then I was cleaning all day, so soup is so easy to make. You literally just throw everything into some water, season it, and then in like 4 or 5 hours, it's good. It's done. So, good source of protein, low in calories, probably. I haven't like figured out the exact macros for it or anything. I think I'll vaguely put it into MyFitnessPal. I've sort of been taking a break from counting calories because, like, at this point, I just generally know what I should be eating and what I shouldn't. So I kind of, like, I've been losing weight for a long time, or at least trying to. So I know what's good for me and what's not. I'm still going to plug this in just to make sure I stay on track, because I want to get back into the habit of tracking my calories. I stopped for a while because I got really frustrated that I was eating in a deficit, and literally like 2.5 weeks or 3 weeks went by and I didn't lose any weight. Yeah, actually, I gained weight. So towards the end of last month, which was like a week ago, I weighed like 170. And I was like, I was literally so freaked out. I was like, I don't understand, because I'm doing everything right. Like, what's going on? What I think happened is that when you work out, your muscles will hold on to extra water and fibers as it's being exerted. So the harder you go in the gym, the like extra fluff you're gonna have on your body. And so last week when I was on my period and I took a break and I was just doing like gentle yoga, and I was also, to be honest, I was eating whatever I wanted because I was sick of the diet. I got really bloated. And I got to 170, but now today I'm 166. So I think it was just like extra water weight, a bunch of hormone stuff going on. Also so I was eating, I like I said, I quit the diet and I was just eating whatever the fuck I wanted.
and that was obviously bad. I got to 170 because when you eat carbs, it also holds on to water. So all the muscle water, all the carb water, it was just a lot of extra fluff in my body, and I was very bloated and I was not feeling it. So I finally like started eating whole foods again, and making my own meals at home, and like instantly the next day, literally the next day, my body was like slimmed down, and I felt more comfortable with how I looked, and like I could just notice there was less bloat, less swelling, probably because of like all the water retention I had from the carbs and stuff. And then also like finally taking a break from working out really helped. A break from intense cardio and then also from heavy lifting. So I think that all, there was a lot of factors that went into it. It was like my period, so my hormones, the carbs that I was eating, and then working out too much. Really sorry, my camera cut out because my iPhone storage is full, but so I'm almost done with this, and then I'm gonna go door dashing. I probably won't film it just because I'm running low on storage, as you can tell. My goal today is to make $50. That's pretty much my goal every day. And, you know, other than that, I'm feeling pretty good today. Life has been amazing. I'm genuinely like so blessed that I get to, this is shaking like crazy. I'm genuinely so blessed that I get to, you know, stay home and take my time doing things. For those of you wondering how I do that, I DoorDash, which gives me a lot of flexibility in terms of like when I work. So I get to create content whenever I want. And also I have a boyfriend who supports me and has been super helpful. So yeah, I mean, honestly, like I'm just like so incredibly grateful that I have the time and the resources to do this, because honestly, like I would not have lost any weight at all if I had a full-time job and didn't have a boyfriend, I guess. I don't know if that's exactly what I want to say, but like honestly, like having the freedom of time is really what makes like my life so special, I think. So I'm just so grateful that I have the freedom and the time to do the things that I love. So, but yeah, I'm gonna finish this soup and then get on the road, and I don't know when I'll check back in with you, but you know, first day. It's going great.